Okay, number 2. You've got 2 hands to think about. Look after your hands. Never overwork them, never stress them, never strain them, never overstretch them. If a chord's difficult, take it easy, and it will come in time, okay? Now, to start with, things like your little finger is going to feel really victimized, but just give it some time, and I suggest that you know, with scale practice, chord practice, and starting to move between chords, the idea is keeping your hand flexible and mobile. Just keep it flexible. Dexterity. Great Dexter Gordon tune. But let's think about both hands. The right hand is going to be the engine. Everyone thinks guitar players do, it's all here. I see people, you know, they look at because that hand's moving, they think, oh, that's all the work, but really the big work happens in I'm assuming that you play the guitar like right-handed, so, and even if you're left-handed, I would suggest well, it's up to you, you know. I would say learn to play the guitar the standard way, but everyone's different. Do what feels right for you. But if you play standard way, then if you don't have your guitar with you and you're at a party and someone else has got a guitar, you're going to just be able to pick it up and play it. You know, it's like, oh, gee, like, and the guitar's the other way. You're not going to be able to play it. You know, I mean, apparently Jimi Hendrix could play the guitar, but either way, maybe a bit, because maybe he started off one way and then switched, so he's still, nah. Every guitar player is one way of doing it, and really focus on that and get used to it. I would say you want to play what I might call right-handed, which means that I've got the body of the guitar is on my right hand side. This is my right hand. My left hand is doing the fretwork. My right hand is the engine. Now there are maybe 3 basic techniques with the right hand. One is strumming. One is arpeggios, right? I'm going to talk about each of these in due course, but just to get you started, arpeggios are when your hand position is this. Rest your thumb, soft part of your thumb, on the bottom E string, and each finger, excluding your little finger. If I lost my little finger tomorrow with the guitar, it's going to be no big deal. On the piano, it would be a real readjustment, very, very difficult. The little finger on the piano is critical, but on the guitar, it doesn't apparently do much, although it's actually quite important because it stabilizes what you're doing. Okay, so you're going to rest your thumb on the bottom string, your index finger on the 3rd string, the G string, your middle finger on the B string, the 2nd string, and your ring finger on the top E string. So string 6, string 3, string 2, string 1. Now look at my hand for a moment. It's running through the guitar in a diagonal line. I hope you can see that. I think this is a really important thing to sort out. It doesn't matter if you're going to play folk music, country music, classical guitar, any style. I think it's really important. Do not have your hand like this, where your thumb is behind your fingers. You just learn it. Now, that seems simple, but it's initially it's counterintuitive. Work at it. Every time you start playing arpeggios, and I'll show you an arpeggio in a moment, you've got to have your hand, really work at having your hand so it does this with a diagonal line. You might even be able to see like looking through your fingers. It's almost like you can see a square. If your hand's right, you'll see like a square from your thumb on the bottom and your finger. Look how my fingers are curling round, okay? My thumb is lying flat and rotating on a different axis. My fingers are resting below each string, and just the tip of your finger below each string. And then you're going to learn to do this, and I'll go into this in more detail another time. But here we go. Really slow. If you play slower than that, that's fine. It's going to take you time. It'll take you a long time. Now I'm moving my hand around a bit, but don't do as I do as I say. Now there's very little movement in my actual hand. You don't go like this, or it's the fingers that are moving. The hand is, look at my hand. All the movement is in my fingers. And finally, the third technique with the right hand is single note playing. Now, I would suggest that when you start the guitar, forget the notion of a plectrum. Don't listen to plectrum players. Start without a plectrum. Learn to. Why would you turn these 5 fingers, the most incredibly evolved machine, apart from maybe the brain, the human brain, maybe the most incredibly evolved machine. In fact, I think that there's no question the brain is not that clever. But the fingers, you're not going to be playing with your brain most of the time. You're going to be playing automatically. Your fingers will know what to do. Let them, trust them, look after them, believe in them, care for them. With the youngsters I teach, I get them to say hello to their hands, and they think I'm crazy, but become hand aware. If you're a mechanic, or you work in, if you're a goldsmith, or many occupations where your hands are so important, the guitar, really important to look after yourself, of course, but your hands are really everything. So the third approach is soloing. Oh man, I've got to make this video under 10 minutes, I think. Solo guitar playing. In other words, playing really single strings is what I'm talking about. So there are many approaches to that, and I think I'm going to have to come back to that in the next time. All right, I hope that's been instructive, but really think about what I've said here about the right hand. Bye for now.